Today we're going to talk about relaxed intensity. Relaxed intensity is a mindset that you have going into practice. It's a mindset going into competition. It can be kind of difficult to understand because on one hand we have the word relaxed, and on the other hand we have the word intensity. Those are seemingly two very different words. Relaxed state of mind, intense state of mind. A relaxed state of mind is, where there's very few thoughts that are going through your head. You're not thinking about too many things. Whereas you're in an intense state of mind, things are happening very fast. Maybe you're thinking about multiple things. You're multitasking. There's a lot of things going on. A relaxed body, maybe you're laying down. Your muscles aren't firing. You're getting ready to go to bed even. An intense body, you're on full throttle. Your heart's beating. Things are ready to move, and things are moving. In competition, you want to find kind of the middle ground. In sports psychology, we call that idea arousal. Under arousal being more similar to a relaxed mind, a relaxed body, and over arousal being more similar to intensity, being over intense or too intense. Each individual is different, and we want to find kind of what your highest performance functions at. So maybe for somebody who's typically very intense, maybe their best is a 45%, where leaning more towards the relaxed idea. Maybe a person who's like typically very relaxed, maybe they're at a 55% or 60%, leaning more towards the intensity idea. Every person's different, so you need to be finding kind of your best or your best place. This idea of experiment, we call that the scientist and the guinea pig, and we're going to do another video titled "The Scientist and the Guinea Pig." Maybe just our next video. But today, let's focus on relaxed intensity. How can you practice relaxed intensity? Try both extremes. Try being super relaxed. To the point where you think you're about to fall asleep. And then try being super intense, where you're just moving and things are going super fast. Try that in practice. Try that in life, and see what that feels like. And then from there, figure out what your in between is going to be like. If you're too relaxed, what you'll find is that you're not functioning well. You're not reacting to things as well as you could. Your mind isn't moving at a quick enough rate for you to be responding to the stimulus. And the same is true if you're too intense. If you're too intense, you're not going to be reacting to things as well as you could. You may be overreacting to things. At the same time, you may be moving too fast when situations call for you to be moving slow and be heavy. Those can be really difficult things, but the only way for you to find out is through experiment. But I suggest doing both extremes and knowing what being too relaxed feels like and being too intense feels like. Those are really important. It's really important to understand what the outer extremities of those states feel like physically, and also feel like mentally as well. In a relaxed state of mind, in relaxed intensity, you're able to function the best, and you found what your best place is. It's really difficult for a lot of people to understand relaxed intensity, just like it can be difficult to understand nonviolent resistance, right? Which is an idea that you're resisting without any violence. But if you take a look at the words itself, nonviolence is one idea, and resistance is a whole nother idea. Resistance means you're fighting back. Nonviolent means you're not violent. The words fighting back, nonviolent, don't mix together at all. Just like those two words can be really difficult to understand when they're combined, relaxed intensity can be a concept that's difficult for people to understand when put together. But my suggestion to you is to understand what each word means, and then create examples of relaxed intensity. And then also create examples where relaxed intensity doesn't work. A good example where relaxed intensity doesn't work would be, or isn't working typically, you see that in white belts. or people who are beginners. White belts tend to be too intense. They're overreacting to, you know, people grabbing their wrist or getting a grip on their collar. And at the same time, sometimes you'll see black belts being too relaxed because, you know, they're going against somebody who they've trained multiple times. So things are happening very slow. There isn't much action going on. They're just too relaxed in their training. So you can kind of see sometimes you'll see both examples in relaxed intensity in application. Let's see. So again, why is it important to practice relaxed intensity? The idea is, in relaxed intensity, you're able to find your best self. You're able to find your most alert. You're able to find your most where you can move the best. You're also responding to stimulus the best, and you're able to give people or trick people into moving how you want them to move. In the case of martial arts, knowing how to do that comes with relaxed intensity, in my opinion. Being too relaxed means you're going to be able to have stamina for days, but if you get beat in that relaxed state, then you've lost it. So being too intense, that usually puts a limit or a cap on your intensity, right? If you're going at a sprint, you're able to run for a sprint for maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds until you gas out, and that's what intensity means, or that's what intensity can be. But if you're running at a jogging pace or a walking pace, that means you're too relaxed and the race might be over by the time you get to the finish line. So knowing and understanding that there's kind of a race going on and you have to maintain this relaxed intensity can be something that's really helpful, but at the same time difficult for people to understand. The only way that you're going to get better at relaxed intensity is through consistent training. Consistent training on the mat, listening to your instructors and your training partners. Be the scientist, be the guinea pig. Those are things that are going to help you apply relaxed intensity. I'll see you guys on the mat.